they're not.
but we all like watching the World Cup.
Ah, all right. But there is a representative from your country, or there isn't.
Is it?
Ah, there isn't. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. So anyway, tell me something about the World Cup right now. How is the game so far? Who's playing right now?
Mm, the first one game is almost done, and some teams can helpful teams can go to the next stage,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, some famous team like some famous team like Italy and others in the Europe can can go to the next stage.
Ah, all right. Okay. So
Uh,
okay.
last day I mm, it can so today I last night I watched uh against to 2 o'clock. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel very tired this
Mm-hmm.
morning.
All right. Okay. So anyway, George, aside from watching the World Cup, what else were you doing before the class?
Mm, I go out and I went out and buy and bought a hamburger and a tea for my dinner.
Hamburger and tea. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a very light dinner.
very like dinner.
Yeah, hamburger and tea only. You did not eat any rice for dinner? Something that will make you full?
Mm,
Uh-huh.
no, I just eat hamburger. I bought from McDonald's
Okay.
because because I got a coupon from the software of McDonald's.
Oh, really?
Yes,
So that coupon is for free?
yes,
Oh,
but
that's nice.
it's not easy to
Get one?
get a coupon. It needs some lucky.
It needs some luck. Uh-huh.
Yes,
Okay, how did you get the coupon? Through is it through the internet? Did you join some games or something like that?
through internet.
Through internet. Okay, and
Yeah,
you said that it's not easy because mostly it is by luck that you get the coupon, right?
right.
So what did you do when you went to the internet? Did you like sign in? Did you register on something? Did you join some game?
Yes, I need to register in the software from McDonald's,
Ah, okay.
and you can you just can have only one chance
Mm-hmm.
per day.
Per
Only
day.
one chance. Yeah, only one chance per day.
Okay, and then.
So if you
Uh-huh.
you if you did if you don't get a coupon, you just have to wait till tomorrow.
Ah, all right. So that you
So
can join
today
another time.
I get a coupon. I think it is cheap for buying a hamburger. So I choose McDonald's for my dinner.
Ah, that's nice. That's good. Just a question, George, because in my case, I haven't tried um joining like let's say raffle games or online games, something like that that will make you win something. But in your case, George, do you often join those kinds of, let's say, the ones that you've tried, like the coupon, joining through the internet from McDonald's? Do you often join those type of um craze?
Mm, no, I not often to get a coupon because I sometimes I am lazy.
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes it's 10 deals and it's boring
Uh-huh.
to search
Uh-huh.
the way to find a coupon.
Uh-huh. All right.
Only I have the time and I want to save my money. I will to search the internet, but sometimes
Uh-huh.
I think it wastes too much time to find the coupons.
When is that the first time that you did that, George?
Mm, you say for the coupon from McDonald's or other?
Or yeah, from McDonald's or from other internet shops or something like that.
Mm, yeah, I have the experience before. Uh, I I have told you that I like to buy books from the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and some people will provide a discount for the books,
Mm-hmm.
but they will show to others.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not easy to get a coupon because
Mm-hmm.
it's very useful. So it also needs luck to get a coupon from others.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh.
you have to um, always focus on the information from
Mm-hmm.
others because once some others see no someone provide a coupon, they will use it quickly. So you have
Uh-huh.
to, if you want to save your money, you
Mm-hmm.
also have pay your time to 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 sit in front of the computer.
Oh, all right. So, in that case, George, can you consider yourself lucky when it comes to these type of game? I'm not sure if I could call it a game or this type of setting. Do you consider yourself lucky?
I consider I'm not so lucky because
Mm-hmm.
uh, because my friend get more useful coupon than me, and
Ah.
uh, and I think I not so lucky because I seldom win a game from lottery.
From the you also bet on the lottery?
Mm, sometimes, but in other kinds of ways to win awards or win some gifts, I seldom win.
Oh.
I'm not so lucky
Uh-huh.
to win gifts or money from the chance.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, George, it's good to know that you got to save money for your dinner, right?
Right.
Yes. What the coupon that you won, George? It only gave you like a burger, something like that. The coupon is good
No,
for just a burger.
if I this coupon it it I need to buy a cup of tea, so they will give me a free hamburger.
So if you can only get the free hamburger if you buy something first.
Uh, they ask for you have to buy beverage, beverage.
All right. So,
But it is
uh-huh.
still cheaper because the hamburger is but more expensive than the tea. It's about as twice, 2 times than the tea.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yes.
All right. But anyway, George, still congratulations for winning, and I hopefully you'll get to win more coupons so that you'll be able to have more free food from McDonald's. All right.
But I don't want to eat too much food
Hamburg.
from McDonald's.
You don't like McDonald's?
Not
Mm-hmm.
because I think I shouldn't eat food too much from McDonald's.
From McDonald's only, or generally from all fast food?
Yes, and because
Mm-hmm.
there are certain nutritions they are the
Ah.
foods. So I and most of the foods are have too much calories.
All right. Yes, I think I have to agree with you on that one. Too much fast food, it's very easy to eat, it's very easy to buy. However, the result of that one is not easy to be burned, right? It's the calories and stuff like that. It's very difficult to 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 lose from your body.
Yes.
All right, okay. Well, anyway, George, I guess you're done eating with your dinner, so that's a good thing. And also, before we continue, how's the weather in your country right now? Is it also rainy?
Now it's not raining. It's not raining now, but in the
Mm-hmm.
afternoon, and it rains very heavy.
Oh, all right. Well, I think also here it's been raining the whole day. The rain didn't stop even in the morning. It was also raining up into the morning. So I guess it's the same thing as in your country, right? So I'm not.
Maybe.
The weather is acting really weird these days. At first, it's very hot. Last time, it was very, very hot. But suddenly, it becomes very, very, I don't know, very, very rainy. All right. Well, anyway, George, hopefully the weather will still be great up until tomorrow. So now that you're finished eating your dinner, George, I guess it's time for us to start with our lesson. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So before we start, George, let's have a quick review first on what we've talked about today. We are going to continue with Unit 4, and that is on great ideas. So last night we've answered some activities regarding regarding the past simple and the present continuous, and you've learned how to form it, right? George, can you tell me how do we form a past simple verb?
You mean how to make the past simple?
Yes. The formation. How do we form a past
Verb,
simple verb?
uh, verb plus d or ed.
Mm-hmm. Verb plus D or ED. Very good. How about a past continuous? How do we form a past continuous verb?
Verb plus and uh, the was or verb plus ing.
All right, very good. So was or were plus verb ending in ing. All right, George, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, okay, that's good. So anyway, thank you very much for sharing, and now I guess you are now ready to move on to our next activity for today. Okay.
Okay.
So after having answered the activities last night, we are going to continue with the next activity. Can you see me on the next page, George?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So in this part, we are going to answer some questions with regard to successful meetings. So I can see that I'm sorry, you've already answered most of the questions here. Okay, now this time let's move on to letter B. Okay, now for letter B, George, we are going to talk about answer some of the questions below, having the situation here. Freestyle is a sports equipment company. It has developed a new product, a pair of swimming goggles which adapt to each person's face and eyesight. The marketing department held a meeting to discuss the launch of the product. Now, George, I want you to listen to the meeting and then answer the following questions here.
Okay.
Okay. So, George, can you please play the audio file that I have that we have for this part?
So it's 4.4.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Recording 4.4.
Right, can we start, please? The main aim of the meeting is to decide the date of the launch. After that, we'll talk about our marketing strategy and decide which sales outlets we should target. Okay, when are we going to launch the goggles? Katerina, what do you think? Should it be early next year, or should we wait until the summer?
I'm in favor of February or March. There's a gap in the market for our products. Why wait any longer? The goggles are technically advanced. Let's just cash in on that.
Thanks, Katerina. Okay, let's hear a few more views. Kenneth, what's your opinion?
I don't know about February. It's a bit early in the year. I suggest we launch in May or June. People go on holiday then. It's a peak period for buying goggles.
Thanks, Kenneth. Nadia, what's your view? You're a keen swimmer, I know. In my opinion, February's the best time. We could promote them in swimming pools and opticians. The price should be high. I'd say at least £50.
Hold on a minute. I thought we were talking about the launch date, not about promotion or price.
You're right, Katerina. Let's get back to the point. Okay, everyone. I think, on balance, we agree. We prefer the earlier date. Let's move on now to marketing.
Okay.
Julia, which outlets do you think we
finished.
should target?
I think we should start.
George, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, are you ready to answer the questions here now?
Yes.
Okay, let's start answering the first one here. The first question, George, what are the two aims of the meeting?
One end is when launch the goggle,
Okay.
and another topic is which kinds of outlets should be targeted.
Okay. Which kind of outlet should be targeted? All right. Okay. What about number two here, George? Number two, why does Katharina want to launch the goggles early in this year?
The company don't have a new product that time, so she thinks it's a good opportunity to launch the goggles on that time.
Okay, very good. That was quite long, George. I couldn't even catch up with your answer. All right, one more time. Can you repeat it for me because I can't hear you clearly?
The company doesn't have new products that on that time.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add up?
So, so she thinks it is a good opportunity to launch the goggles.
All right, great. Okay, anything else that you want to add?
None.
Okay, all right, good. What about the third one? According to the recording, which months for the launch do the participants discuss?
February.
Okay, February. And why do they think it should be February, George?
Because the leader finally decide to launch the goggles earlier.
Okay, very good. So that it will be more earlier. Okay, what about the last question here, George? Which types of shops does Julia want to target?
Mm, she she want to target a shop which only sell sports products.
Anything else?
It is more specialist than other shop.
Anything else?
That's all.
That's all. All right, great. So, George, thank you for answering this one. I guess you were able to listen to the audio file clearly. However, let's check if you really understood what you've listened to by answering the next activity that we have here. Okay, so let's move on to letter C, George. I want you to listen again to the audio file and tick the expressions which inch is the chairperson uses. Okay, so you have here 8 expressions and put a check mark whether as to these statements or expressions were used during the audio file. Okay,
So I just need to take the expression the chairperson uses.
yes, just the expressions that the chairperson used in the audio. Okay,
Okay.
so George, I'll give you a minute. I'm sorry, maybe a minute for that one to listen again. Okay.
Recording 4.4.
Right, can we start, please? The main aim of the meeting is to decide the date of the launch. After that, we'll talk about our marketing strategy and decide which sales outlets we should target. Okay, when are we going to launch the goggles? Katerina, what do you think? Should it be early next year or should we wait until the summer?
I'm in favor of February or March. There's a gap in the market for our products. Why wait any longer? The goggles are technically advanced. Let's just cash in on that.
Thanks, Katerina. Okay, let's hear a few more views. Kenneth, what's your opinion?
I don't know about February. It's a bit early in the year. I suggest we launch in May or June. People go on holiday then. It's a peak period for buying goggles.
Thanks, Kenneth. Nadia, what's your view? You're a keen swimmer, I know.
In my opinion, February's the best time. We could promote them in swimming pools and opticians. The price should be high. I'd say at least £50.
Hold on a minute. I thought we were talking about the launch date, not about promotion or price.
You're right, Katerina. Let's get back to the point. Okay, everyone. I think, on balance, we agree. We prefer the earlier date. Let's move on now to marketing. Julia, which outlets do you think we should target?
I think we should start with the specialist stores. That's where most swimmers buy their goggles.
What do you mean by specialist stores, Julia? Are you thinking of sports goods outlets? You know, stores
Okay,
which only
I,
sell
I
sports
finished
equipment?
it.
All right, okay. So let's check, George, if you've listened to the audio file clearly. Let's take now the expressions that were used during the audio file. So number one is already given as an example. What other expressions here, George, were used in the audio?
Number 3, number 4, and number 6 and 7.
Number three, that is Katharina. What do you think? Number four, let's hear a few more views. What else?
Number 6 and 7.
All right, very good. Number six and seven. All right. So number eight and number five weren't used as in the audio file. However, they used a different word for that one, not exactly with the words written uh, on the sentences here. Okay, so good job on that one, George. Now this time let's move on to the next activity. Okay, let's have letter D this time. So I guess for this part it's more on the listening activity, George. So again, for the third time, you will be listening now to the audio file, and this time you are going to complete all the missing words for this part here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you have 7 blanks to answer. George, number 1, I've already given that as an example. I want you to answer the next 6 blanks. Okay?
Okay.
For that, George, I'll give you 2 minutes to listen again. You may start now.
Recording 4.4.
The goggles. Katerina, what do you think? Should it be early next year, or should we wait until the summer?
I'm in favor of February or March.
About February. It's a bit early in the year. I suggest we launch in May or June. People go on holiday then. It's a peak period for buying goggles.
Thanks, Kenneth. Nadia, what's your view? You're a keen swimmer, I know.
In my opinion, February's the best time.
Ice.
You're right, Katerina. Let's get back to the point. Okay, everyone. I think, on balance, we agree. We prefer the earlier date. Let's move on.
Ice.
You're right, Katerina.
Hold on a minute. I thought we were talking about the launch date, not about promotion or price.
Okay, everyone. I think, on balance, we agree. We prefer the earlier date. Let's move on now to marketing. Julia, which outlets do you think we should target?
I think we should start with the specialist stores. That's where most swimmers buy their goggles.
What do you mean by specialist stores, Julia? Are you thinking of sport?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's try to check all your answers here, George. I'll let you finish your answer for number 2. Okay. George.
Okay.
All right, okay. There. Okay, since we already have about here, there's no need for us to place the word about there. Okay. Now, George, let's check your answers for this part here. I will be reading some lines here, and you will be reading your answers. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with the first one for Katharina. I'm in favor of February or March. There's a gap in the market for our products. Why wait any longer? Kenneth, what's your opinion? George?
I don't know about February. It's a bit early in the year. I say we just launch in May or June. People go on holiday then.
The price should be high. I'd say at least £50.
Hold on a minute. I thought we were talking about a launch date, not about promotion or price.
Which outlets do you think should we target?
I think we should start with the specialist stores. That's where most swimmers buy their goggles.
Okay, and the last one.
What do you mean by specialist stores, Julia?
All right, there you go. Great job, George. So I think you got everything here correctly, and there aren't any mistakes in your answers. So that's a good job for you right here. Okay. Now this time, George, let's move on now to the next activity that we have here. Okay. For this part, very easy. We are just going to study different useful languages that a chairperson usually uses. Okay, so in a meeting, all right, the chairperson usually use a different expression at the beginning of the meeting, another expression for asking for comments, clarifying, stating the aim, changing the subject, and summarizing. Okay, now George, let's try to read each of these expressions here. Let's start with beginning the meeting. Okay, can you please read the words?
Can we start, please?
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
And right, let's begin.
Okay, what about asking for comments?
What do you think? And how do you feel about this?
Okay, what about for clarifying?
What do you mean? Sorry, I don't quite understand.
Okay, what about stating the aim?
The main of the summary meeting is to. The purpose of this meeting is to.
All right, very good. And what about changing the subject?
Let's move on now to the next item on the agenda is.
Okay, what about summarizing?
Okay, let's let's recap.
Okay, there you go. Now, George, I know that you haven't tried being a chairperson, but in a meeting, do you usually notice these expressions being used?
Can you say that again?
Do you ever notice these expressions being used by a chairperson in a meeting?
Most of them I can understand.
Most of them you cannot understand.
Most of them I can understand.
You can understand. All right, that's good. But mostly George, maybe not in English, but in a meeting, are these expressions usually used even if it's in Chinese?
You mean they are similar to Chinese?
Yeah. And are they used in a meeting in your case?
Mm, you mean use this sentence when I have a meeting?
Yes.
Mm, we must just use Chinese to start a meeting.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, George, thank you very much for reading. Now, do you have any questions with these useful languages used by a chairperson during a meeting?
I now understand about the beginning of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Why can we use the by to start the meeting?
Oh, for this one?
Yes.
All right. So, for example, in this one is not really complete. Okay, but usually when starting up a meeting, we usually use by. For example, let me think of a situation, George. Mostly at the beginning of the meeting, George, let's hear, say, for example, stating the aim. Stating the aim is usually used before the meeting. Okay? Before the, I'm sorry, beginning at the beginning of the meeting, we usually state the aim or our goals or our objectives for the meeting. Okay? So the word by here can be used in connection with other words. So for example, I say let's say by the way. Okay, so everybody, can we settle down now? Let's start the meeting. Let's start our meeting. So for example, I say, by the way, for today we are going to talk about etc, something like that. So by here, you just don't use it as one word. You use this in connection with other words, something like that. Okay.
Okay, I realize
Uh
it.
huh. Something
Yes,
like that.
yeah, I understand.
Okay. But I'll try to give you more examples, George. Not just the word by, but I'll give you more examples maybe later after the class as to when can we, what other words can we connect with the word by to begin a meeting. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So anyway, let's move on now to our next activity here. Okay. So let's have the picture here, George. This is about Fab Tech. Okay, can you see the picture under introduction, George?
Yes.
Okay, so let's use that one for the introduction. FabTech is a small company based in Hamburg. It has produced a revolutionary type of fabric called protein. Okay. Now, this time, George, for audio 4.5, you are going to listen to an excerpt from a company presentation and complete the fact sheet about the protein. Use up to 3 words each time. Okay. So for this one, George, you are just going to listen to the audio in 4.5 to complete the blanks that we have for each number. Okay.
Okay.
Protein fact sheet. So George, for that, I'll give you 2 minutes to listen. Tell me if you are finished. Okay?
Okay.
All right, please start now.
Recording 4.5.
Now, I'd like to move on to our most successful product, Protean. As I'm sure you know, our new fabric was named after Proteus, the Greek sea god, who was able to take on different roles and shapes. Indeed, Protean can be used for a wide variety of products because it is extremely flexible. Let me give you some basic information about Protean's 3 main features. Firstly, it is made from fibers that are similar to nylon and polyester. These fibers are coated with a metallic substance so that the fabric can conduct electricity. In addition, the fabric can be made very thick or very thin, so thin in fact as to become translucent, to let some light pass through. Secondly, as you can experience for yourselves from the samples that are going round, Not only is it very soft to the touch, but it's also strong and long lasting. Finally, it can be made in absolutely any colour. To conclude my presentation, I'd like to tell you about our future plans. We at Fabtech believe that Protean has enormous sales potential. We are currently trying to increase sales by licensing other manufacturers to produce interesting new products with Protean. We already have a licensing agreement with Asra, a Swiss firm, which has created some award-winning products using Protean. You can find the details of some of those products in the leaflet in your folder. Conclude my presentation, I'd like to tell you about our future plans. We at Fabtech believe that Protean has enormous sales potential. We are currently trying to increase sales by licensing other manufacturers to produce interesting new products with Protean. We already have a licensing agreement with Asra, a Swiss firm, which has created some award-winning products using Protean. You can find the details of some of those products in the leaflet in your folder.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready to complete this protein fact sheet, George?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to listen to the audio file clearly?
Some words are not so clearly.
Some words are not so clear. Okay, but anyway, let's just try to check if some of your answers here, and let's try to correct any of mistakes if you make some. Okay, so George, let's start now with the first one, Protein's main feature. For number one, what is the answer? Made
It
from.
is it made from fibrous is similar to nylon and polyester.
All right. So made from, one more time, George, this word, fibers.
Fibers.
All right. Fibers similar to, one more time, nylon.
Nylon.
Polyester.
Polyester.
All right, very good. So your first answer for similar is correct. It's made from fibers similar to nylon and polyester. Next one.
Can be made very thin or so thin that it can be let sunlight pass through.
Okay, very good. So it can be so thin that it can let some light pass through. Great job. What about the second fact about protein's main feature? It's very soft to touch and also.
Also strong, long lasting.
Okay, very soft to touch and also long lasting. And the last one now, George, for its main feature.
Can be made in any color.
All right, it can be made in any color. Great job. Now, what about the feature plan of FabTech regarding the protein fact sheet? Let's start with the first one.
Tech believes that protein has great sales potential.
All right, very good. And it has a great sales potential. What about for the second statement?
Wants to increase sales by licensing other manufacturers to produce new products with protein.
All right, very good. So it needs to license with other manufacturers to produce new products. Very good. And the last statement, George.
Already has a licensing agreement with Asara, a Swedish firm which has created some awarding products using protein.
All right. For the last part, George, you're already correct with the first one for number 7. That is a licensing which has created some. Your answer was
Switch phone.
one more time.
A Switch phone which has created some awarding product.
Awarding. Are you sure with awarding?
Yes.
All right. Okay, great. So, George, thank you for completing this fact sheet that I have here. Have you heard of protein before, George?
Mm, Never. I don't know what is the company.
What is that company? All right. Well, me too, George. I also the cloth itself. I haven't heard of a fabric, or I haven't seen a fabric that is made of protein. So maybe I'll try to look for one when I visit some clothing stores. Would you also do the same thing? Mm-hmm. Would you
Do what?
Would you like to visit a clothing store and ask something about protein fabric?
I can catch your point. I don't understand what's your meaning.
All right, okay. I mean, like, do you plan? Because you said that you haven't heard of the fabric called protein. So, do you plan to visit any fabric store and ask about protein, or no?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what has the protein meaning here.
Protein is a type of fabric, a cloth.
Across.
Yeah, it's not the same actually, but it's a type of cloth like silk or leather, something like that. However, for this one, it is similar to nylon and polyester. All right, I'll try to show you if I can see any picture here for protein fabric. Okay, let me check if there is one. Protein fabric are the picture that I saw here. I'm not quite sure if this is it, but the ones that you see on some chairs. Maybe this one, the fabric that are used for chairs. Not quite sure about that, but yeah, hopefully you'll get the point of this picture here. Can you see the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, so most probably if you see a chair that has that kind of clothing, if you try to feel it, maybe that is protein, but I'm not quite sure though. But anyway, yeah, you I hope that you get the idea of what is protein in that point there. Okay?
Okay.
All right, okay. So anyway, George, let's move on now to the next one. Beside that fact sheet, we also have different award-winning products from Azras. Okay, so we have their three products, and those are the Dazzle, the Protein steering wheel, and the Protein watch straps. Okay. Now, George, can you please read through the products? Let's start with the first one, the Dazzle.
So I start to read.
Yes.
Also, a range of shoes from young women's selling points, light and comfortable, adapt to the shape of a person's foot. Their color can be changed at any time. Shiny, smart, and very durable. Ideal for dancing.
Okay, very good. What about the protein steering wheel?
Selling points: better grip for drivers, safer than all other steering wheels, very pleasant to the touch, low production cost,
Okay. And what about the protein watch straps?
waterproof and easy to clean. Anyone can wear them, non-allergic. More beautiful than other straps, light up in the dark.
All right, very good. Now, George, among these products, have you ever encountered any of these?
You mean I ever buy these products?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I just buy I will buy
Mm-hmm.
watches.
Just the watch.
Yes.
All right, okay. So anyway, George, again, here are some examples again on when I'm sorry, these are some products that uses the protein fabric. So I hope that you already get the idea on what is protein based on these three products that are shown. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So anyway, George, we do not have enough time for now. So we are going to end our class here and let's continue the rest of the material tomorrow. All right?
All right.
Okay. So for now, George, you did a great job in our activities and you were able to answer most of it very well. So keep it up, okay? For now, George, I guess it's time for us to stop here. So before we end, do you have any question?
No questions.
No question. All right. So that is it for our class, George. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.